When our daughter Michaela Turner turned 25, her world shifted faster than we could keep up. My wife Denise and I had always been close to her movie nights, Sunday dinners, late night talks when life felt heavy. But ever since she met Jordan Pierce, everything changed. He was charming at first, quiet in a way that made people think he was respectful. We didn't know that quietness was simply how a man hides the parts of himself he doesn't want discovered. I share new life stories here every day, and I would really appreciate it if you hit subscribe and liked my video. Now let's jump back into my story. I'm sure you love it. If you keep listening till the end and tell me from which part of the world you are watching this story, I am interested to know. How far away this story traveled. The first red flag came when Michaela stopped visiting. She used to drop by every weekend, sometimes just to sit in the kitchen and laugh with Denise about old memories. Then one day, Jordan suggested she needed space. A week passed. Then 2, then months. Calls became shorter. Texts went unanswered. Every time we invited her for family events, she'd say, "Jordan already made plans." As if the man had replaced her entire world. But nothing stung like the wedding. We didn't even know they were engaged. One afternoon, my sister Carla called me breathless. "Did you see Michaela's post?" she asked. I knew before she said it. The engagement photo, her hand on Jordan's chest, spring shining like it carried a promise we weren't allowed to witness. Denise stood behind me, reading over my shoulder, tears welling instantly. "She didn't even call," she whispered. "But maybe she will," I said, half believing, half praying. She did single quotes 2 months later. We found out about the wedding not from our daughter, but from her friend Tasha, who worked at a bridal boutique. "I thought y'all were helping her plan," she said. Confused. We weren't. We were being shut out. Every day after that, Denise tried calling Michaela's soft voice, gentle tone, as if speaking too firmly would push her further away. When she finally answered, her words sliced through us like glass. "Mama, Daddy." Jordan and I talked. We want a small ceremony. Just a few of his friends. No family, no family. Denise repeated, voice cracking. "Baby, we're your parents." "Mama, don't make this harder," Michaela said before hanging up. Harder. It felt like she had reached into our chest and taken something she didn't plan on giving back. The day before the wedding, Denise sat on the edge of our bed holding Michaela's childhood photo, the one where she wore pigtails and a purple tutu. "What did we do wrong?" she asked. "Nothing," I said, though even I needed to believe it. Sunday arrived. It should have been a day filled with joy, laughter, a father walking his daughter down the aisle. Instead, we were at home, blinds half closed, pretending it was just another day. Around noon, Carla called again. "The wedding started late," she said quietly. "Something happened. I don't know what, but people leaving the church look confused." Confused. That word lodged itself in my mind like a warning. An hour later, another call came. This time from Tasha. Her voice shook. "Mr. Turner, you're not going to believe this." My heart pounded. The wedding. It ended before it even started. "What do you mean, ended?" I asked. There was an interruption. The kind you can't ignore. Denise leaned in, eyes wide with fear and hope tangled together. "What kind of interruption?" I asked. Silence. Then Tasha said the words that would change everything. Someone showed up saying Jordan is not who he claims to be. And Michaela found out something right there in front of everybody. I felt the air leave my lungs. Denise grabbed my arm. "We're going," she said. "I don't care if she wanted us there or not. Our daughter needs us." We left the house with only one thought echoing in our minds: whatever ended her wedding was only the beginning. Denise and I drove faster than we should have. The road blurring under us as church after church passed by. My hands gripped the wheel so tightly the veins stood out like ropes. Denise wiped her eyes every few minutes, her breath quick and uneven. "She must be devastated," she whispered. "Lord, please let our baby be safe." When we pulled up to Greater Hope Baptist Church, the parking lot looked like a scene after a storm. Guests standing outside in clusters, whispering, frowning. Some shaking their heads like they couldn't believe what they'd just witnessed. As soon as we stepped out, a woman in a coral dress muttered, that girl deserved better," while a man beside her said, "Told y'all Jordan was hiding something." Denise clutched my hand. "Isaiah, this is bad." Inside the foyer, we spotted Pastor Briggs, his usually calm face tense. When he saw us, he walked over. "Mr. and Mrs. Turner, I'm so sorry." "What happened?" I demanded. He hesitated. "Your daughter is in the bridal room. She needs you." "But—" He paused again. It was a woman who interrupted the ceremony. Said she knew Jordan personally. Said he wasn't just hiding a past, he was hiding a whole other life. Denise gasped. "Other life? What does that mean?" "Please," Briggs said, "go to her." We hurried down the hall. Before we reached the door, we heard Michaela's voice broken, raw. Nothing like the confident young woman we raised the moment we walked in. She looked up, mascara streaked across her cheeks, veil tossed aside like she'd ripped it off in a rage. Tasha was beside her, rubbing her back. "Mama, Daddy." She sobbed. Denise ran to her, folding her into her arms with the kind of embrace only a mother could give. I knelt in front of them, placing my hands on hers. "Baby, tell us what happened," said. Michaela's words came out trembling. "It's true. All of it. He lied to me about everything." Tasha exhaled sharply. "This woman, her name is Cherise Holloway. She stood up right when Pastor Briggs asked if anyone objected. And she didn't just object, she brought receipts, documents, photos. Who is she?" I asked. Michaela wiped her face. "Jordan's wife, Denise. Fro's wife. Pastor Briggs said their marriage was never legally dissolved," Tasha added quietly. "They're still married." The air thinned around us as the words settled in. Michaela shook her head violently. "He told me he'd been divorced for years. He showed me fake papers. He said his ex moved to Atlanta and didn't want anything from him. He lied to my face every day." Her voice cracked again. "And the woman Cherise, she said she'd been looking for him for months. Said he drained their savings, disappeared, left her struggling with bills. When she finally tracked him down, she followed him here." My jaw clenched. "Where is Jordan now?" Michaela sniffed. "He ran. Soon as Cherise pulled out that envelope and everybody turned to look at him, he booked it out the side exit. Didn't say a word. Didn't deny anything." Denise closed her eyes, pained. "Baby, why didn't you invite us? We could have protected you." Michaela's shoulders slumped. "He said you didn't approve of him. He kept telling me y'all didn't want me to be happy, that you'd try to break us up. He twisted everything." I swallowed hard. "We were worried, yes, but we never stopped loving you." "I know that now," she whispered. The room fell quiet for several seconds, only broken by Michaela's soft sobs. Then Denise lifted her chin and said firmly, "We're taking you home." Michaela looked around at her torn dress, the wilted bouquet, the ruined fantasy she had built for herself. "I don't have anything left here." "Yes, you do," I said. "You have us." She collapsed into our arms again, and for the first time in months, our family felt whole leaven through the pain. Outside, murmurs filled the hallway. Guests dispersing. Cherise talking to police. A ruined wedding now turning into a crime report. And somewhere in the city, Jordan was running, but not for long. We brought Michaela home that evening. Denise tucked her into the guest room as if she were a child again, setting water on the nightstand, pulling the curtains closed, smoothing her hair every few minutes. I stood in the doorway watching them, feeling a storm building inside me, anger, relief, guilt, and a deep ache I couldn't name. Michaela finally drifted to sleep, her breath still uneven. Denise stepped out and leaned against the wall. "I want that man found." She whispered fiercely. "We'll do everything we can," I said. She nodded, but her eyes glistened. She trusted him, Isaiah. She thought she was building a life. She still can, I said. Just not with him. But Jordan Pierce wasn't finished with us. The next morning, I woke to the sound of raised voices downstairs. Denise's panic-filled shout, "Isaiah, come quick," sent my heart racing. I rushed down to find Michaela gripping her phone, shaking. Denise stood beside her, face pale. "What is it?" I asked. Makayla turned the screen toward me. It was a voicemail timestamped just 10 minutes earlier. It was Jordan. "Kayla, please, I need to explain. You have to listen to me. Don't tell the police anything until we talk. Everything Cherise said wasn't the whole truth. I need you. You're the only one who ever understood me. I'm begging you meet me. I'll send the address." The message ended with a ragged breath, the kind that comes from either fear or desperation. I felt a heat rise from my chest to my face. "He has the nerve after everything he's done to contact you." Michaela's voice trembled. I didn't answer. I blocked him. I swear I did. But how did he even get my location? Did he drive past? Did he come here? Denise covered her mouth. Lord. I checked the locks, the windows, even the backyard. Nothing seemed disturbed. Still, the thought that Jordan might have circled our home like a wolf set my jaw tight. "Police," I said. "We're calling Detective Harris and reporting this." Michaela nodded, fighting tears. Detective Rochelle Harris arrived within the hour. Tall, the kind of woman who missed nothing. She listened to the voicemail twice, her expression darkening. "This man is unstable," she said. "And when unstable men lose control, they get dangerous." Denise reached for Michaela's hand. "We're taking every precaution, right?" "Absolutely," Harris assured us. "I'll file for an emergency protective order. And I'm putting a patrol car on your street for the next few days." But just when I thought things couldn't get worse, they did. As we were speaking with Harris, a car slowed in front of the house. Not completely stopping, just crawling. Watching my heart slammed in my chest. Denise stepped behind me. Michaela froze. Harris walked calmly to the window, lifted the blinds just enough to see. "Give me a description," I whispered. "Dark gray sedan," she said. "Late model. Can't see the plates from here." My throat tightened. "Jordan's car is a dark gray Impala." Harris didn't hesitate. She stormed onto the porch. "Police!" she shouted as she approached the street. The car jerked, then sped off. Harris ran to her vehicle. "Stay inside," she ordered. "Lock every door." We did. We listened to the faint wail of her siren as she chased the car down the street. Our nerves stretched to the breaking point. Minutes passed. Long, terrible minutes. Then Harris returned alone, expression grim. "He got away," she said. Mac collapsed onto the couch. Denise sat beside her, rubbing her back. I stood there, fists clenched, fury shaking me. "He's not just trying to explain," Harris said. "He's monitoring you, tracking you. This is escalating." Michaela looked up with tear-filled eyes. "Why won't he just leave me alone?" "Because men like him," Harris said quietly, "get angry when their lies crumble." Denise swallowed hard. "What happens now?" "Now," Harris replied, "we get ahead of him. And we prepare. Because he's not finished." "Not yet." I nodded slowly. "Then neither are we." We had no idea what Jordan had planned next. But before the night was over, we'd find out. Detective Harris insisted we keep the doors locked and stay together in one room. So we gathered in the living room, Denise clutching Michaela's hand. "Hey!" Me pacing the floor with a baseball bat I dug out of the hall closet. I hadn't held that thing since Michaela's high school days, when she begged me to practice with her in the backyard. Now I carried it for a reason I never imagined. The house felt too quiet, too still. Every creak, every soft tick of the clock made us jump. Michaela sat curled against her mother. Her once bright eyes were dim and swollen. "I can't believe I almost married him," she whispered. "You're safe now," Denise said softly. "You're home." "I should have listened to you both," she murmured. "I thought he loved me." "I really did." I stopped pacing. "People like Jordan don't love, not really. They manipulate. They control. They isolate. Michaela nodded slowly. He always made me feel like I owed him something, that without him, I'd have nothing. She sniffed. But I had everything. I had y'all. Denise tightened her arms around her daughter. And you always will. Before I could speak, a loud thump hit the porch. All three of us jerked. Michaela's breath caught. Daddy? I raised a hand, signaling silence. Another thump. Then footsteps. Slow, heavy, deliberate. Denise whispered Isaiah. Call Detective Harris. I reached for my phone, but before I could dial, a voice came from outside. A voice we all recognized. Michaela, open the door. Denise covered her mouth to stifle a scream. Michaela's entire body froze. Jordan, T.Y.'s right outside. I motioned for them to stay behind the couch. Then I stepped toward the door as quietly as possible. Jordan's voice came again, low and trembling. Kayla, please. I know you're in there. I can explain everything. That woman, Cherise, she lied. She set me up. You gotta believe me. His tone shifted, begging, frantic, unstable. Baby, you can't just disappear on me. We were supposed to be married. You promised me forever, Michaela whispered. Daddy, don't let him in. I won't, I said firmly. Jordan's voice sharpened. Kayla, I know you hear me. The doorknob rattled violently. Denise grabbed Michaela tight. Lord, help us. I raised the bat. Ready? Jordan. I shouted through the door. Leave now. The police are on their way. He slammed his fist against the wood. Stay out of this, old man. I stepped closer. This is my house, my family, and you're not welcome here. He let out an unhinged laugh. Family. She told me you treated her like a child. Told me you never believed she was good enough. That's why she needed me. Michaela stood up, voice shaky but strong. Jordan, stop lying. Stop twisting everything. You used me. You lied to me. I don't want anything to do with you. Silence, Dot. Then he snapped. A roar erupted from him, and the door shook violently as he kicked it. Denise screamed. The entire frame trembled, Kayla. He shouted. We're leaving. We're talking. You're coming with me whether your parents like it or not. Michaela backed away, trembling. Daddy, I'm here, I said. He's not getting through that door. But the next kick cracked the wood. I tightened my grip on the bat. If he came in, he'd regret it, just as he lifted his foot for another blow. Red and blue lights flashed outside. A police cruiser screeched to a halt. Detective Harris jumped out with 2 officers behind her. Jordan Pierce. She shouted, Step away from the house. He spun around. You don't understand. She asked my fiancé, You're violating a protective order, Harris barked. Hands where I can see them. Jordan hesitated and that moment tried to run. He didn't get far. In seconds, officers tackled him to the ground. The sound of handcuffs clicking shut echoed like the end of a chapter that should have closed long ago. We opened the door slowly, Denise gripping my arm as we stepped onto the porch. Michaela stayed behind us, shaking. Jordan thrashed once more, screaming her name. Kayla, don't let them take me. You love me. You said you loved me. Michaela stepped forward, tears streaming, but her voice steady. I did love you, she said. But you never loved me. And I'm done. Jordan's face twisted in rage as he was dragged toward the cruiser. Detective Harris approached us. He's finished, she said gently. He won't be bothering you again. Not after tonight. Michaela collapsed into Denise's arms, sobbing with relief. I wrapped them both in my embrace. Our daughter had come home broken. But tonight? She began to heal. And Wed Together made. Sure, her big day didn't end in destruction. It ended in freedom. Asterisk. Thanks for watching till end. Please like and subscribe my channel. I will be very thankful to you. Sometimes life takes turns we never expect. Every person in this story carried their own pain, their own choices, and their own consequences. Maybe you saw yourself in one of them, or maybe it reminded you of someone you once knew. What do you think happened next? What would you have done if you were in their place? if you have any questions about what happened to the other characters, or if you want me to share more about them, just comment below. I read every message you leave, and your thoughts truly mean a lot to me. And if this story touched your heart, inspired you, or even made you think differently, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It helps me keep sharing stories that move people, open minds, and remind us we're all human. At the end of the day, your support keeps these stories alive. Thank you for watching, for feeling, and for being part of this journey. More powerful stories are coming soon. Stay tuned and stay kind.